Well, good evening everyone, this is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this September the 19th, 2025. I hope everybody had a great Friday out there so far. Everybody had a great Friday evening. I hope everybody continues to stay safe and well and also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video we're going to be taking a look at the tropics and also portions of the lower 48. But first we're going to start off with Tropical Storm Gabrielle, which is located right here, getting a little bit better organized, getting a lot of deep convection in the center of the storm. We'll show you the tropical forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center in just a few minutes. Also, we're watching this tropical wave here moving off the African coast, and there's plenty more where that comes from. The African wave train is beginning to start to spin up again, and it was going to continue to eject these systems off of the African coast and continue across the tropical Atlantic and then head toward the Caribbean, or either just north of the Leeward Island, east of Bermuda, and out to sea. But first, let's take a look at the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. Just a few minutes. Let me finish the tropics up first. We got some scattered activity over portions of the Caribbean, also some scattered activity over South America, Central America, the Yucatan Peninsula. We got a tropical wave over here moving off toward the west, off the Mexican coast. More activity across Mexico and also in the portion of New Mexico up towards Montana. More activity from areas of Alabama to Mississippi all the way up to Wisconsin. Also in the portion of Nebraska all the way up into areas of Minnesota and eastern Dakotas. More activity over the north central tropical Atlantic, stretching all the way down into the Cuba and the Bahama regions as well. Alright, now take a look at the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. You can see here's a small area. Yesterday it had a little bit larger area. You can see the wind field kind of shrunk down a little bit on the because that dry air was trying to wrap into it. That's why the center of the rotation of the center as well kind of shrunk in size. So because of a lot of dry air kind of moved into the system. Alright, but if you're tracking the system at home, it's located near latitude 22.4 north, longitude 56.6 west. Maximum sustained winds remain near 50 miles an hour with higher gusts, moving into the west-northwest at 12 miles an hour. Classified as tropical storm with winds of 39 to 73 miles per hour. You can see according to this here, by 2 p.m. tomorrow, it remains a hurricane. 2 a.m. Sunday, a tropical storm, and at 2 a.m. Sunday it becomes a hurricane and remains a hurricane all the way through 2 p.m. Wednesday. So, right now, it still remains a tropical storm, but the National Hurricane Center still projected it to become a Category 1 or 2 as it pushes east of Bermuda. I would not be surprised to see maybe some tropical storm watches maybe issued for Bermuda as that system continues to pull in that direction. So, alrighty, now let's move to the forecast spaghetti-o models. You can see here's the center of the storm, well compacted. And here's Bermuda here, and it continues to pull away from the area and out in the north central tropical Atlantic over here near the Azores Islands there. So it's not expected to remain nothing but just a fish storm over the tropical Atlantic. Alright, here's the intensity guidance of the system. Looks a little more impressive than it did last night. Last night it was just kind of just 1 or 2 up to a Category 3. Now a little bit more models are beginning to shift it into a Category 2, maybe even a Category 3 hurricane. If it gets over that warmer water, it could intensify to a 3. Could even be a Category 4 possible. I will continue to monitor that and see. Last night when I seen it kind of falling apart, it looked like a little optimistic that it will become a hurricane. But if the system begins to get a little more steam in the system, we will be looking at a hurricane sometime over the weekend. Alright, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Also like these videos, share these videos, and let's continue to get the show on the road here, folks. And now with your tropical update at the beginning, but we'll show you toward the end of the video of that next tropical wave coming in off the African coast. Alrighty, we still waiting on it to come up. I want to thank all my viewers for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe, so that way you will not miss an update from me as I issue them daily on YouTube. Alright, we got some showers and storms stretching from the Outer Banks of North Carolina through the Atlantic coastal waters down across central South Florida, including northwest Bahamas. More activity up here around Lake Superior, Lake Huron, up toward Ottawa and Toronto, Canada, stretching into portion of Minnesota to the Dakota, down toward Texas, southeast Texas, Louisiana, toward Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, all the way up to D.C., West Virginia, and Virginia. More activity over here in northern Mexico, through Arizona, southern California, all the way up into Colorado, North Texas, all the way into Montana, also Oregon, South Dakota, Oregon and Idaho, and a little bit over here South Dakota as well. But anyway, in Nevada and also California. Alright, we got some showers up here in portion of Oregon, Washington State, southern Canada. You got some mixed precipitation in portion of Washington State, southern Montana, Wyoming, and portion of Colorado. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Saturday. Now let's see if we can get to your Sunday outlook now. Okay. These new maps kind of slowing down my computer a little bit. Okay. That's the wrong one. We still trying to get to Sunday. Here we go. Showers and storms along the Atlantic coastal water from the outer banks of North Carolina down to the central southern Florida region to the Florida Keys, northwest Bahamas, southeast Texas. Done went out again on me, but hopefully it'll come back up here in a minute. Alright, we got more activity up here around Ottawa and Toronto, Canada, stretching into a portion of western New York State, to Ohio, to northern Texas, to Oklahoma, to Minnesota, Lake Superior, Lake Huron, also around Michigan. More activity over here in northern Mexico, to southern California, Arizona, with Montana, Idaho, and Nevada, portion of California. Got some mixed precipitation for Colorado, Wyoming, southern Montana, and also Washington State. Got some shower activity in Oregon, Washington, Idaho, portion of Montana, and southwestern Canada as well. A little bit of thunderstorm and showers in western North Carolina also. Otherwise, expect dry high pressure to remain in charge of your local forecast area for your Sunday. Alright. Let's move on to the current watch and warning advisory map you're locating across the nation. And we don't have too much to talk about on this here, but we got some frost advisory, free warning from Maine all the way down in the portion of New Hampshire, Vermont, northern New York State. Also, we got some air quality alerts in portion of Ohio, over toward Indiana, portion of Kentucky, one county of Minnesota, also northeast Texas, southeast Texas, severe thunderstorm watches and warnings in portion of Kansas, special weather statements in southeast Missouri. Got one county there with a special weather statement and a severe thunderstorm warning for Kentucky. We got the small craft advisories out in the Atlantic coastal waters, about 250 nautical miles offshore, and then we got more right along the coastal areas of California all the way up to Oregon State, southern Hawaiian chain out, and around the Alaska region as well. Alright, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center. We're not expecting any severe weather at this time. Would not be ruled out. A marginal risk could be added, slight risk could be added. Right now the Storm Prediction Center just going with general thunderstorms expected for your Saturday, just for a portion of the Outer Banks, Central and South Florida, Florida Keys, Southeast Texas, Western Texas, over toward California, Nevada, and Oregon, also over toward Minnesota through Michigan. But cannot rule out a severe thunderstorm anywhere in that area, so be on the lookout for possible severe thunderstorm could occur anywhere in that area. Alright, now let's move on to the tropics. And we're about to take a look at the tropics here. Here's Gabrielle. Continue to pull away. Going to continue to push on up to the west northwest. Here's that system here off just south of the Cabo Verde Islands. Eastern tropical Atlantic, a tropical wave located near the Cabo Verde Islands, is producing disorganized shower and thunderstorm activity. Slow development of the system is possible through the middle to latter part of next week while it moves west to west-northwestward across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. Formation chance through 48 hours, low near 0%. Formation chance through 7 days, low 20%. I wouldn't be surprised these numbers start continuing to increase as we go forward. But right now, this system here kind of following the path of Gabrielle, so it kind of just stirred up the water some. but they still could develop into our next named storm, which would be Humberto. Would not be surprised to see something maybe develop in the Gulf or also the northwestern Caribbean Sea coming up in the next few weeks. Also maybe something off the southeast coast. So we'll continue to monitor that over the next few weeks and to come and into October, also toward mid to late October, and also towards November as well. So alrighty, well, stick with the Mike Bass Weather Forecast channel. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos. We'll catch you back in the next one. So have a wonderful Friday evening, folks. Take care, and also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got.